Hello everyone, welcome back to Navy Fodder. Today we're going to be talking about the new winter quest that is going to be going on War Thunder during this vacation time. It's gonna be going on from the 20th of December until the 9th of January. In this event, you will be playing to obtain these 4 vehicles in the image that we will talk about in detail later on, and then you will be able to obtain also some camos for them, some decals, and then the typical chests that will even give you other vehicles and other decorations and stuff. And then they have a new kind of trophy as well. As always, it's a very easy, very straightforward event in which we will be playing to unlock different marks of distinction in 3 different branches, one for the pilots, one for the tankers, and another one for the sailors. In order to obtain a single mark of distinction, you need to achieve 40,000 mission points in random battles. The tasks are always the same and they are renewed every 2 days. So if you don't have much time these vacations, you might want to consider to just focus on the one branch to be able to get the top reward. To be able to earn those mission points, you need to play with a rank 3 or higher. In the case of event vehicles, you can do so with a rank 1, but this is only going to be worth doing in a game mode that doesn't need a lineup, for example, for RRB. So, as always, with any event that is based on earning mission points, it always happens the same thing, and it is that Naval gets even more flooded with bots of people that don't want to grind to get the top reward or to get it and then, sell it in the marketplace, whatever. It's just always the same. So it is an event that is requiring you to grind, and to grind you have 2 options with the current state of Naval. As we know that Naval is going to be flooded by bots. They're going to be flooded by bots that are going to be rank 3 or up. And normally that comes in the form of, destroyers, mofets and all that, and top tier cruisers like the 5.7s and the 6.0s. So if you want to grind in Naval, you can grind 2 ways. You can grind effectively, which I would say get the highest lineup that you get and then just farm those bots. And the other way, the fun way, if you let me, would be to try and get a lineup that is around PT boats that are rank 3, which are normally 3.3s, 3.7s. With those you can grind also the event, but you're not gonna get those massive rewards because they normally are not as good earners as the blue water ones. But you are going to be able to get the same to earn the same mission points as you would do with the blue water top tier. While you also can have fun because at those BR brackets there are not many bots around, there are more players, so you can have more meaningful games while you grind for the event. But remember, there is a points multiplier that is based on the vehicle rank. So the higher the rank, the higher the multiplier. That means the higher the rank you play in, the less games you would need to obtain the 4,000 mission points that you need to obtain a mark of distinction. Remember that you don't have to grind the event if you don't want to. Remember that if you have a big wallet, you can pay for the marks of distinction. The price is not been stated yet, but you can pay for the marks until the 12th of January. Remember, there might be also other limitations for buying these marks with Golden Eagles. Maybe you need to buy them during the 2 days that that particular mark is available or not. It's not stated in the news post. So what other things can you get every time you obtain a mark of distinction? Because with that name, you should be obtaining something with them, don't you? So Gaijin has provided with 1 little candy every time that you obtain one of this. And the first one is the trophy with a reward, and you can obtain those at level 1, level 5, and level 7, let's say. Remember that at the 5th mark of distinction in the pilot section, you won't get one because what you're getting instead is the camouflage of the reward plane of level 4. The rewards that you can get from these trophies are nothing to write home about. They are the typical little reward that Gaijin gives away every now and then. Another thing that you will obtain if you keep on progressing on this event is the decals. These are a collection of 6 decals, and these are not historical or anything at all. These contain just motifs of the game with a twist of humor, which I kind of like. Then you will obtain the last one, the 6th, when you get all of the 5 previous ones. The next reward in line is when things start getting random in this event, and it's just a key. It's a key, it's the almighty key for the ice chest that is going to be given during this event, or you're gonna have the chance to buy them with Silver Lion. So it's basically a Silver Lion sync, and what they are giving you away, they're giving you 50,000 Silver Lions, which is the cost that they have put on its own item, and the ice chest cost only 10,000 Silver Lions. Again, this is nothing new, it's just another chest they will give you with a very low chance a vehicle or a camouflage decoration, a decal, Silver Lions, or expendable items. The items on this chest are gonna come from all of the past winter events, and some of these items are gonna appear for the first time as coupons, so you will be able to sell them on the market. And the next thing that we are gonna be able to obtain if we keep on progressing is not late. The only thing that is late here, Gaijin, is the French Navy, so please get them in the game, please. So what we have is the Latè 298D, which is a French seaplane, and it's camouflage at the 5th mark of distinction. I for one think that Gaijin has hit the nail here because, as you might know, the French Navy is coming to the game and is coming soon. So the Latè 298 was a French Navy seaplane. It was used as a torpedo bomber and to dive bomb naval targets and land targets. Also used as a maritime reconnaissance aircraft, which is going to be kind of more or less the role that it's going to have in game, just to, cap those far away cap points that nobody is asked about in the low tier games or in the top tier ones. They built around 120 of these vehicles in different variants, and it was used by the French Navy and the Luftwaffe. It had a crew of 3 in some variants, up to 4, and it had a power plant of 1 inline B12 Hispano-Suiza engine, which could give up to 880 horsepower that could get this airplane to nearly 300 kilometers an hour, which is kind of decent. It's not too bad, but it's kind of slow. But it's a float plane. What do you expect? The good thing about this aircraft is that it could carry up to 680 kilograms of bombs. It could also carry a torpedo, and it did have an option to carry depth charges. It also has 3 7.5 machine guns, which is, these are very small caliber. I guess there's 1 for the gunner at the rear, and there's going to be 2 in the middle low side of this plane. Moving on to the next thing that we could get, it's a player icon and a couple decorations, 1 for the naval part of the game and another 1 for the tanks. These are just fillers, and in my opinion, these are not worth the time that I'm going to be investing to grind 40,000 score points to obtain 1 of those rewards. But anyway, Gaijin thinks otherwise. And finally, at the level 8 of the different trees of the marks of distinction, you will get 1 top tier vehicle. For the pilots, you'll get the Tornado. For the tankers, you'll get another T-80. And for the naval players, you will get a Baltimore. If you can grind a little bit more, you can add a camouflage for these vehicles, And in the case that you are grinding a particular branch, but you are not interested at all on the top tier vehicle that Gaijin is offering you, you can always grind to the 10th mark of distinction that will make that vehicle's coupon tradable, so you can sell it in the marketplace, and it will also give you 3 almighty keys to exchange for, to open 3 ice chests. So let's talk about very briefly about these vehicles. We're going to start with the T-80 because, as you know, we are a naval channel and we can't be asked about, tanks. So the T-80 is just another T-80. And what I can tell is that the player base was really looking forward to this one. Not. But how many of these are already in game? Like 3, 4? I don't know. Well, anyway, the only difference between this one and the previous models is that this one doesn't have thermals, and that this model has a active protection system that it's only frontal, but apparently on a wide range. Moving on to the next vehicle, we have the Tornado IDS Marineflieger. This is a top tier jet, a rank 8 German striker plane, and I'm really excited about this because this is the future of naval. We have to go through the more modern big caliber battleships and submarines of the World War II, but when that's done, we will see that Gaijin is gonna go for modern naval units, and he has already done with the coastal vessels and in the blue water, including a small modern naval units. This Tornado, it's a marine version, so it does have a hook somewhere around the aircraft. It's a supersonic jet, and it does have variable swing wing, which is going to give this aircraft a very good maneuverability. Another cool feature of this aircraft is that it's going to be able to, retract a couple of heat shields at the back of the plane to kind of reverse the thrust, to use it as an air brake. But the main thing is its armament is going to have access to all kinds. It's going to have doom bombs, smart bombs. It's going to have a new anti-ship missile that we're just gonna have to wait until we're gonna be able to use it in naval. But you will be able to use it like in SIM against those like AI ships that are laying around. And then it does have a sidewinder, the AIM 9L, which is an all-aspect missile, which is going to be very good because it's all aspect. So you're gonna be able to use it also on head-on situations. Alright, this is the icing in the cake, if you let me. This is the good stuff. The USS Newport. We could say that the Newport is what the Fargo is to the Cleveland. So the Newport is like a Baltimore, but it was just built at the end of the war. So it incorporates all of the experience gathered throughout the World War II experience, and also a few kits inside that will make this cruiser very, very, very difficult, a very difficult ship to face, which is mainly the autoloader. So we are gonna be looking at a 8-inch heavy cruiser that's gonna have the fire rate of a 6-inch cruiser. So just by that, I think that this ship is gonna be one of those that is gonna shake the meta a little bit, and this is going to be a ship that is going to, melt other cruisers. And then it does have 8-inch guns, which, do damage to battleships. I mean, don't expect to unrack a battleship with this, but you can do damage. It's gonna get up to 61 kilometers per hour, so that's going to be a very fast cruiser. And about survivability, I'm not going to pronounce myself because it's going to have a belt of 152 millimeters. That's not too much. So we will see how this works in the current meta. One thing that I'm going to say here is that by having an autoloader on an 8-inch gun ship, I really think that this is not 6.0 material, so I won't be surprised if we see this at a 6.3, for example, but I don't know yet. We'll see. Alright guys, and the last thing that we're gonna talk about this winter event is the premium, let's say, trophy of this event. And this is a chest that you can buy 4 golden eagles it's 999 golden eagles. So for the humble price of 6.6 euros or 575 quid, you get a guaranteed price of 1 day premium and 100,000 silver lions, and then an additional guaranteed price of some premium account, some silver lions. It could be also a booster or a universal backup. It's a bit random, but it's guaranteed that you're gonna get that. And then you have a chance to get an additional random prize, which could be with a 15% chance a talisman of a random vehicle, or with another 15% chance a premium vehicle. And you just run the numbers. This is, in my opinion, this is gambling, and it shouldn't be allowed on a game that kids of 12 years old can play. But that's just my opinion. All in all, I think it's a great choice of vehicles, mainly because 3 of them are like naval oriented. And if we look into the Newport, I would say that I'm really excited about it, because we're not gonna see many ships like this in game, because this is combining the firepower of the World War II with modern technology with an autoloader, and that is something that is gonna be kind of unique in game, because after World War II, the firepower, let's say, that lost the power against missiles, and the more modern vessels included stronger missiles and defense, and they weren't oriented on armor or firepower. So yeah, guys, that is the winter event. And one last thing is that just keep in mind this is a grind event, so don't lose your sanity over it. Just try and be honest from the beginning with the amount of time that you're going to be able to dedicate to the game during the vacation time, and you won't be disappointed, and you also won't burn out. So yeah, guys, it's a bit early, but I wish you all a happy new year, and please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and I'll see you next time. Bye.